Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Lorelai Shamayo, and this is MeWe Fairs, your safe space for authenticity and transformation. We have events throughout the Pacific Northwest, many online, and tonight we have one of our online panels. This is a very special day. This is the beginning of the Year of the Fire Horse. We will be talking about what that is, what that means, the different impacts that we're having, and the opportunity that's here because of this shift in energy. It's the first time, I believe, in 60 years, so big impact. There are 7 of us that are on the panel tonight. We're going to be introducing ourselves, talking about the theme, and then we're available to discuss the topic, answer your questions. We're going to have an energy transmission, a meditation from one of our practitioners tonight. So just a lot happening. We're excited to all be together. Let's see, I'm just going to get us started doing our introductions. I'll say a little bit more before we are answering your questions. If you do want to ask a question of the panel, general questions are included. And if you want to ask a personal question, there's a small price for that. There's information in the chat about how you can pay to do that. We have one person that's already gotten in line. Thank you so much. If you do want to ask a question of the panel, we request that you pay first and let us know if you paid. And you have the choice of coming up on stage with us, of asking from your chair in the audience, or you can also ask a personal question confidentially by private chatting me. We're excited to all be together. Let's see. So let's do our introductions. Maybe we'll go in a different order than we did just those of us that just did Facebook Live recently. So we'll have Sandra, and then Hillary, and then Anna, and then Jennifer, and then Sally. I think I got mine, and Alina. Okay, great. And so you've got, 2+ minutes to do your introduction. Go ahead and share whatever you'd like. And Sandra will get the meditation in a little bit. And so just your introduction now. All right, great. Go ahead,
Okay.
Sandra, and then Hillary.
Hello, I'm Sandra Jeffs, and I'm a holistic transformational guide. I work with breath, light energy work, theta healing, and I've been doing chanting practice for decades. Today, I'm going to be clearing our lower chakras of blocks, stuck energy, and limiting beliefs, and transmuting that energy into high vibrational, unconditional divine love. And this will allow you to safely and comfortably ignite the fire in your belly to start this new year of the fire horse off with more power, confidence, and self-worth. We've got so many opportunities in the energy field coming up this year that it's exciting to be able to take advantage of that. I've practiced 15 plus modalities over the years. I'm certified theta healer, a soma breath work instructor, and a light and energy worker. My practice is as a holistic transformational guide. My offer tonight is a 2-hour class that starts this Saturday, February 21st at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Zoom, where you'll be able to learn to do for yourself the chanting, releasing, activating that you'll experience with me today. I look forward to seeing all of you. So, bye.
Thank you so much, Sandra. Next, we have Hillary.
Hello, my name is Hillary Cobb. I own and operate Uplifted Reiki Studio, which is out in St. Helens. I've been out here for about 3 years, and through this time, I've learned to integrate not just the Reiki into the sessions, but also aromatherapy and sound. And so you get this all over experience from all of your senses. It's really wonderful. But as it's related to tonight, this fire horse energy is associated with big changes and bold actions and fast movement and this rebellious spirit. And so with all of these big waves of change, I think it's really important to remember to fill up our own cup. And so really taking the time to carve out these healing spaces and community for yourself to give you that the resources to make these bold actions for this coming year. And so I'm here for you. I will meet you where you're at as far as the understanding of how energy works. Maybe you're a little bit curious and you need more explanation. Maybe you've been doing this a while and you know exactly what it is that you're looking for. And in either case, I encourage you to really take care of yourself. And Reiki can be a part of that. And to help you on that journey, I'm here for you.
Great. Thank you so much, Hillary. I think next we have Anna.
Hi, I am Anna, and I use a lot of techniques. I use hypnosis, uh, qigong, energy alchemy, past life, and I love integrate body, mind, and spirit, and fear transcend all of it because we can have spiritual fear, we can have physical animal fear, we can have our emotional fears, social fear, and it's interesting that when you transcend all of it, then you unleash great power. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Anna. I think maybe have Jennifer and then Sally and then Alina.
Greetings, everyone. I am Jennifer, and I have spent 30 years as a practicing witch, and I offer intuitive tarot that I use to help you see what's happening in your life and choose the best path forward for you. While we're using the Year of the Fire Horse here, it's a rare high octane event. There's a lot of change going on as we burn down the fears and move forward into our new freedom and access our personal power.
Thank you so much, Jennifer. Sally, let's get you unmuted. Sally, let's get you unmuted first. Great.
I'm having trouble. I'm really having a hard time with my sound tonight. I'm having trouble getting to work. Can you guys hear me all right?
We can hear you just fine. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm Sally Hummingbird, and I do intuitive tarot and hypnotherapy. And it's a big night. It's the beginning of the Fire Horse year. It's the age of Aquarius, finally. We've been hearing about that forever and ever and ever. It's a time of freedom, and it's going to be a time of great change. So we welcome your questions and welcome everyone tonight.
Thank you so much, Sally. And next is Alina.
My name is Alina, and I am a certified crystal healer, a neurographics coach, and I read an astrological oracle called Symbolon. And I have just heard an astrologer say something to the extent of the horse will gallop in with fire this year on the eclipse day. Now, the eclipses did happen on the Chinese New Year or Lunar New Year, but the eclipse on a fire horse year has happened in something like 1400s last time. So it's a very rare thing. Um, and I'm honestly looking forward to see what it turns out to be. And I may need guidance, you may need guidance, we all may need help, because the horse is movement and it doesn't like to stop, and it shouldn't. It was made to run. So someone coming from Kentucky, where horses are everywhere, it's meant to run. And I really want to delve into it. I have a list of crystals that I put together for, helping you through the fire horse energy, and then we'll see what else comes up, in the conversation, because crystals is kind of how I start, and then it all unravels. So bring your questions. We're gonna explore.
That's right. And I remember now there was a crystal I think you were suggesting that people could bring with them. So do you want to, I think that was you. You want to mention what that is? And if people have one, if they want to go get that, they could do that. What is it?
Yes, it's citrine. So if you're not sure, it's a Yellowstone. I'm freezing on my screen, so I don't know what's showing. But if you have citrine and you know what it is and you have it, just bring it. Also, when we're doing the work with me, water. Water is the best electrical conductor there is on the planet, and we are electrical beings. So when you're doing releasing and healing, drinking more water helps that process be more comfortable and faster and all that stuff. Thanks.
Okay, great. Thank you. Alina, you got me thinking about crystals, and I remember that. All right, great. And I'm Lorelei Shamayo. I'm an intuitive eye reader, body psychology coach, and matchmaker. I read your eyes, read your soul, and answer questions about your soul, your purpose, your path, and I help you make choices about what you do and who you do it with. And one of my favorite ways to use this work is matchmaking. I'm excited to be here, part of the panel. I'm learning along with everyone else. I'm so excited. I'm 58 years old, so it's my first cycle through all this. Lots of us are going through this for the first cycle. And I have Aquarius moon and Aquarius rising, and I'm so excited that we are here. We need so much change. All right, let's see. So we are now going to go around and share a bit about the theme. We already talked a little bit about it. We'll go around again and see if people have more to share. If you do, great. If you don't, that's fine. We'll be talking about this all night. And yeah, and if there are general questions, please go ahead and put them in the chat. We'll be talking about those first. And I'll put more basic information about the event in right now. And the general questions are free. All right, so I think we go back in the same order. If you have something to share, Sandra, Hillary, and then let's see, where did we go around? I think it was Anna, and then Jennifer, and Sally, and then Alina. So go ahead, Sandra, if there's some things you want to share about. And Sandra, I agree, you're freezing. I don't know, you were in on another device a little while ago. Maybe that
No,
other
I was
device
in
is
the
better.
same device. I was in the same device. I don't know
Oh,
what's going on.
okay, yeah, I don't know what's going on either.
I'm freezing.
You know what? Do you want to? It might be better if you leave and come back in because there's something was weird about this device entering in from the beginning. So,
Okay, I'll do that.
and then we'll come back and you'll have a chance to share afterwards. Okay.
Sure. Sure.
Yeah, go ahead. So let's make sure it gets closed out. All right, so Hillary, you're next. If there's more that you want to say about you're the fire horse and what that means and just any general things that you'd like people to know.
Well, sure. Yeah. So that fire horse energy is it's pushing the life force like up and out. And this sounds really exciting, and it totally can be. But we also need to remember that when energy surges faster than our nervous systems can regulate it, then we'll see things like restlessness and impulsive decisions, burnout cycles and emotional spikes and anxiety and excitement at the same time, sudden endings and beginnings, spiritual awakenings just being triggered by the chaos. And so that energy is telling us to move, and our nervous systems are like ready to go, but wait, we need to moderate that. And so Reiki is a really beautiful practice for being that bridge between the regulation of the nervous system and the action that this energy is calling us to do. And I don't want to take up all the time, so I'm so curious to hear what everyone else has to say about this too, because this is just as juicy for me as it is for all of you.
It's great. Thank you so much. And after everyone shares, you're welcome to jump back in and share more. Okay, let's see now. Everyone's moved around my screen. So I think it was Anna, and then Jennifer, Sally, Alina, and we'll come back to Sandra.
So I see people and hear people speaking about horse moving forward with power, unstoppable. But we have to understand that a horse can be spooked really easily. They are constantly aware. And you have to learn how to put some blinders and avoid, because now we live in such a scary time. And if you move forward and gallop forward, but you don't block some of the scary stuff which you don't need to know right now, then your horse will be constantly thrown off. Train it, take care of it. Remember that we as people, we are good at creating illusions and responding to things which are not even here. Okay.
Great, thank you so much. And then, right, next we have Jennifer.
Figure out how to shuffle all the screens.
All right, you're with us.
So, as everyone has said, the year of the horse really brings around a lot of changes, a lot of things that are going to happen for us. It is kind of a celestial forge where you're going to see a melting down of the chains of anxiety and fear and concerns that you may have. And just as Hillary said, that sort of freedom all of a sudden as these things shift in your life can create an impulsiveness. It can create making choices if you aren't careful to consider them. And definitely the constant kinetic energy, both within and without ourselves, can lead to some burnout. So grounding practices are going to be really important. Making sure that you take a deep breath, and take a moment before you make decisions and choices can be very important. And to really consider what those fears are that you're setting aside and how you want to address your newfound freedoms. And those are some of the things that I'm sure all the practitioners here are really ready to help you with and advise you on as we move into this exciting time of change and hopefully unbridled growth for all of us.
Great, thank you so much, Jennifer. Next we have Sally, and then Alina, and then Sandra. Oh, Sally, we've got you muted again.
I keep losing my connection too, so I apologize. I don't usually have this much trouble, but it's a big storm here right now. I'm very excited about tonight because I'm a triple Aquarian, and so I am really looking forward to the age of Aquarius. And I've already had some big things happen. For one of them, it's being on MeWe and stepping out into the world. And lots of people are going to be making changes, new places to live, a new job, stepping out into your passion, into your new life, maybe a new relationship. It's going to be a period of a lot of change, I can't say it. Technological advances like we've never seen. The next 20 years is going to be crazy. So it is very important that we ground, that we talk to people that we trust, that we can get some guidance. That's one of the things we're here to help. And I've always found talking to a psychic or a tarot reader that I really trust was very good therapy. And I could bounce off. I always called it getting my second opinion. And I could make better decisions that way. And I say, well, this is what I think's going on. What do you think? Well, okay, this is what I think's going on. So I actually found a good tarot reader much more useful than a therapist, and for healing. And so I'm excited to move forward and to help whoever would like to jump on, and we'll move forward.
Great, thank you so much, Sally. And then Alina, and then Sandra.
Am I able to share my screen?
Let's set you up for that. Go ahead.
Oh, wrong button, sorry. All right. Okay.
It's almost there.
I'm just
It hasn't come up yet. It looks like it's about to. There it is. We can see it now.
There it is.
Can you? Okay, great. Awesome. So what I did was I put just one slide together with the crystals for the fire horse, the crystals that you can work with to basically channel the energy of that fire horse, and hopefully you can see the whole thing now.
Yep.
The one crystal that's been mentioned today was citrine, obviously. That's the one that gives you confidence in yourself. That's the one that works with your solar plexus chakra, and that's uh, it's a great, very sunny stone. Um, very cheery and energetic one. The one crystal that popped into my head today as I was thinking about it was carnelian. Carnelian is like a caffeine in a coffee stone in a stone form. So that's something that gives you energy without having to resort to caffeine. I have carnelian in my water bottle that I take to work, for example. Um, Not directly in the water, but that's the one that keeps me going through my work day. The other one that's great to work with, well, two, they are related, are bullseye and tiger's eye. They are very, very similar, only bullseye has more hematite inclusion, and that's more iron. And if bullseye keeps you like focused and motivated to do something, golden tiger's eye also gets you protected. So you can put them together and wear them together and work with them, or work with one at a time and see if you need more oomph in the form of another one. Um, Red garnet is a very feminine kind of firestone. It does get you grounded and into your like genius zone. Eureka! I had an idea, light bulb enough. Um, but it's also very gentle for a redstone, and that's the one that I normally would recommend to someone who identifies as a female to work with because it doesn't uh, get you into the it's my way or highway type of mindset. On the other hand, Ruby, that also keeps you motivated and driven, is a very masculine stone, and that's the one that you want to work with if you want to really channel that laser focus. Like you can see far, but you can see wide. So with garnet you see wide, with ruby you see far. You know, and that's the one to work with when you're in authority position, and you want to explore that a little more. Pyrite is by some considered a money stone, but it also gives you that inner strength when you need it most. You know, having that golden hue, it's similar to citrine, only it's much, much stronger. If you think citrine doesn't cut it, try to go for pyrite and see what happens. And red calcite. And that is the one that kind of grounds you and gives you sympathy and compassion for yourself and for others. Um, citrine, red calcite is the one that you can work with when you need focus in addition to the tiger's eye. You can put them together. They will work very powerfully, so maybe take them in, short servings. But it does help you like focus and uh, give you energy to do a certain thing. Kind of like putting the blinders on your horse. Okay. So if Cornelia keeps you moving, then Red Kelside keeps you going in one direction without being as Anna put spooked by things around it. So those are the ones that you can work with for this fire horse energy and the fire horse here. Thank you.
Great, great. Thank you. Get your sharing screen off. I know it was taking a little while to respond before. Great. All right, and then Sandra.
Hi. Yeah, this
We
is
can't hear
something.
you well though.
Can you hear me?
It's very low.
Oh, let me see if
Your
I can
video is
turn it.
better.
You can't hear me very well?
Where's your microphone? Yeah, I don't know what's
I have it right here.
click on the settings, see if you can change the level of your
Yeah.
microphone if it's not automatically responding.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that. Let me look at the audio and see what's going on.
Everyone else is having trouble hearing
Oh, I'm
Sandra
doing
too,
it,
right?
so I'll see if I can get it
Yeah.
better.
Yeah, but if you just open up the audio settings, you should be able to see right, so right by the microphone, click on audio settings, and then you should be able to see it going up and down. Mine doesn't have automatically adjust microphone volume. Let me play with that. For some reason that goes off now. Can you hear a difference in my audio? But you can hear it well? It's working? Okay. All right, Sandra, see if you can see. I know, yeah, you're muted right now. You muted yourself, so make sure you unmute.
Okay, can now.
It's still so hard to hear you. Oh gosh, it's crazy.
Okay.
Which microphone did it say it's using?
Go ahead and do other
All
things.
right, we're gonna go ahead and do some other
Let's
things
see
right
what
now.
is
All
working.
right, gotta get your sound working. All right, well, let's see. Is there any other comments that people want to make about Year of the Fire Horse that are here in the panel that I know you already shared? Is there anything else you want to share? There might not be anything else. Are there any general questions in the audience about Year of the Fire Horse? It's just been all over social media. People have been talking about this for a bit, so there might not be general questions. If you do have some general questions, feel free to ask those. You can put them right in the chat. They're free, they're included. And
Can
then
you
if you
hear
want
me
to
now?
ask a specific question tonight and get our support, there's a way to do that too. That information's in the chat. And we do have one question already in line
Lorelai,
from,
can you hear me?
and I'll
Laura,
just
can I
initial.
ask a general question?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
This is Dale, and the question is for, I think it's Alina who just talked about the crystals. How do you use those? Do you just put them in your pocket and hold them, and what size crystal do you need?
Um, yes, okay. So thank you for the question because that was my first question when someone said work with a crystal. I said, how? Do you knock it on your head? Okay. You can uh you can wear it, you can carry it in your pocket, you can lay it in your environment. Um, I would not recommend sleeping with any of them because they will disrupt your sleep. But you can put it on your desk or on your table where you're working. Um, you can, of course, jewelry, obviously. Um, you can, if you have the specific shell that has two bottoms in it, you can put the crystals into the second bottom so they're not inside your actual water. And they will work on charging your water. Um, so that is, you literally can work with them however you feel comfortable. You
And
know, sometimes having them in your environment is enough, and sometimes you don't feel anything and you have to have them on your body. Like I wear mine. Um, as for the size, in this case, size doesn't really matter. What matters is the crystal's vibration and the natural vibration of your body. And the crystal will vibrate whether it's just a couple of centimeters large or a huge cluster. Again, it's up to you. If you like big ones, go for big ones. If you don't or you cannot afford them, go for the smaller ones. They will all work just the same. Uh, Sometimes great things come in small packages.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
you're welcome. Practitioner on the panel, did anyone else have any comments on that about how to utilize the crystals?
Can you hear me?
Oh, it's still so low. I don't know what's going on. You might need to go out again and come back in. It's a weird year, right? Lots of powerful shift and change. Things are
My
happening.
energy is really high.
I don't know. It's just,
Be fine.
all right,
Okay.
great. And someone in the chat asked what years are affected by this year of the fire horse. So one thing that I put in the event write-up, I just put in the chat. So today is the first day. It is the Chinese Lunar New Year. And it goes all the way until February 2027. So it's based on the lunar calendar, I believe. It's a 60-year cycle. So it has not happened for 60 years. Anyone else want to share anything about like, and so it's this is the year of it, but it's impacting the larger cycle, I think. So it's not just this year that's impacted. But anyone else on the panel want to say something about that? Yeah, go ahead, Sally.
Well, tonight it's really interesting that we're having this massive storm tonight. At the beginning of all this, there's be a lot of intensity. I've been watching Stefan Burns on YouTube, and he's a geophysicist, and he said there's a huge solar flare hitting us right now, and it is going to be massively upgrading everybody's DNA. And so it'll be a very interesting year. We just came out of the year of the wood snake, and so there was a lot of transmutation and changes, and now it's time to step out into the brave new world.
Great, thank you. And Alina's got something to share.
So the Lunar New Year changes the character every 12 years. Um, One more thing that changes a sign every 12 years in Western astrology is Jupiter. So if your Jupiter, natal Jupiter, is in the second half of Cancer or in the first half of Gemini, you will be affected the most by this year. If you go to astro.com and build your chart, you will find that out. Um, so that is like what years are affected. Pretty much all of them. Some to more extent, some to lesser extent. Also, if Jupiter is touching your Sun this year, or anything else that's important, like you're crossing your ascendant, um, that is also something to look into and see how you can be affected by that. Uh, there's a longer answer. I just don't know if I can elaborate on that. Solar return chart. Sorry, I am reading into the chat. Um,
Yeah, let's see. We got another question I saw, and then is it still here? Maybe it disappeared. Okay, maybe that one disappeared.
that's okay.
Yeah, is there something else you wanted to say about that or something related, or
No,
someone else
thank
want to
you.
share? Looks like maybe Jennifer wanted to jump in or whoever wants to share. Go ahead. Does someone else want to answer about like what year is affected or something about how different people are affected? Great. Any other general questions from the audience? All right, Sandra, let's have you try your volume again and let's see if we can hear you.
Hello?
Oh, it is still low. This is crazy.
It's still low?
It is very, very low. Do you have any other headphones or anything else that you can change things up?
No, everything's at full volume. I don't know what's
Do you have
going
another
on.
device you can come in on? I'm trying to figure out what, like, we just cannot hear you well.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'll see what I can do.
Sorry. All right. But yeah, come in on a phone or something. We just want to be able to hear you. All right. Well, let's see. I know that we have one question in line tonight. And let's say the initials are NL. You might be here with a nickname. Going to look and see if you're here. And if you're not this person, I will text.
Is that me?
I wondered that that might be you. Did you want us to answer a question for you tonight?
Well, it's a personal question, you know.
Yeah,
Um,
so let me so it's great. So it is you. So hopefully Sandra will come in. I want Sandra to hear your answer too. And so
yeah.
I was thinking that we might go to your question and then we'll put her meditation in later. We need to be able to hear her first too in order to do that. And she might have some other general things she wants to share. So let's see. So before you ask, so in general for everyone, it's a great opportunity to learn from all that's asked and all that's answered, whether or not it's your question. It's a great opportunity to practice opening your intuition, because you can see how you would answer someone's question and wait and see how we answer. If we answer in similar ways, then it's confirmation that we're all tapping into the same thing, so that you are too. You might have something come through you that we don't mention. Totally valid, totally connected. If you do have something come through you that might be for the person that asked the question, please wait until we're done answering. And then if you want, you can private chat them and see if they'd like to hear what came through you. Please honor whatever they share. It might be that they feel full after hearing all of our answers. Trust that it came through you for another reason. They're interested, go ahead and share. That way the attention stays on the panel tonight of the practitioners that have been selected to be here. Yeah, and when you ask a question of, I think anytime, and particularly when it's public, when you ask a question, if when we answer in this public format, we go deeper than you want us to go, or we talk about other topics you don't want us sharing about, let us know, interrupt us, give us guidance so we stay in the zone of how you want us answering as you ask your question. Keep in mind that this is recorded, this is going up on YouTube. The benefit of you get of asking a personal question, it's a low price. You get to hear responses from several of us, so you get to hear from different directions. We appreciate you sharing in public. It's an opportunity for all of us to learn and all of us to share about who we are and how this work is done. Yeah, and like a deep personal question, we are happy to dive into that and do that here. So again, just give us feedback so that we answer in the way that you'd like us to. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, and someone asked about me too. I'll just say I haven't introduced myself as much as the other people. I'm an eye reader. I read the energy of your eyes, like eyes are a window to the soul. I think that we all read each other's eyes all the time. You can get a sense of how you read other people if you remember when you can't see someone's eyes, so much is missing. And as soon as you see their eyes, there's so much there. So I'm reading your energy. And I've realized just in the last few days, like how much I really am just reading a person's energy. People are asking me over the weekend at the fair I ran in Eugene if I do iridology, and I do not do iridology. Iridology is looking at the pattern, the physical pattern in the eye, in the iris. And if I'm looking at that, I can't see what I see. I very much have to feel your energy and see your energy from further away. There's information in the eyes about what directions they go, whether the energy gets pulled in or is more pushed out, whether your eyes move and how they move, and all of this correlates with your purpose, what you're about, why you're here, how you can most easily do whatever you're up to in the world. And so that's what I do in my work. Let's see, and it looks like Sandra. Okay. That's what I'm wondering about her input volume. I agree. I was trying to look at all that too and see if we could get it to automatically adjust and it might work. But I think Sandra is not back in yet. I think not. All right, great. Okay, so she's not here yet. So we might go to your question and I will do my best to fill her in about your question when she does arrive. So yeah, so you have a choice if you would like to come up on stage with us, and then you'll be visually recorded in the YouTube recording. You can ask from your chair, and then your voice will just be in the recording. Or if you want, you can private chat me your question and things like that, and I will read it out. And no one will know who you are except for your initials. So, and Elle, what would you like to do?
Oh, I have a video.
Okay, so I'll bring you up here on video with us. All right, great. And I'm gonna dash over here and take some notes while you're asking. So yeah,
Sure.
what is your question? It could be related to You're the Fire Horse. It could be anything. We are excited to be here with you and to support you.
I think it's interesting that it is the year of the fire horse, and I spent some time on Saturday talking with Sandra. So, and we'll be doing the thing on Saturday. Um, so I have a stalker, and I think it's somebody from my past who I think I saw after 20 years, he saw my light, realized he needed more of that, so he's glomming. And I started process to legally get help with this and didn't end up finishing it up and sort of felt really compassionate. He's back at it, and I'm sort of at this crossroads. I have two different ideas of what to do because and I talked to Sandra about it a little bit, so she's not here, but it he's part of the second half of my Kundalini awakening that occurred last year. So I'm not, because of that, it's, I feel like really important to solve it properly, especially in the year of the horse. And I have some other significant dates that are coming up very quickly. Is that, sorry, that's really rambly.
It's okay. It's fine. And and this is someone that you believe is stalking you physically and energetically, just energetically, like they're here on the
Both.
plane in proximity. Okay.
I think that I had some open-ended feelings that allowed him to grip in and hook on, if that makes any sense.
And are you asking like what to do? What question are you
Yes.
asking?
Yeah, asking what to do. I've had two sets of guidance. One is, he's part of the story. Just talk to him. He's desperately sad, love lost, whatever. He spent time in prison. He's a meth addict. There's a lot going on there. And I hadn't seen him in 20 years. And then, or as he was at my place again, my thought was, oh, is this where I stand up for myself once again in my power and just say, go away? Because I feel like he may not go away if he doesn't get to talk to me, but I don't know. That's always my answer. It's never worked before.
And I'm kind of leaning a little bit into some of the answers here, but so wh- why do you
Can I
want to?
jump in here?
But hold on. In a moment, I say, what makes you want to go away, and what makes you want to keep him connected?
I don't want to keep him connected. I want him to have some closure because he doesn't have any. The last time I saw him was in court and he was a pathetic mess. So, and there was a continuance, but then I was sick. So I have a lot of compassion for him, and that's where I sit. And at the same time, I don't want things to escalate and for him to get crazier and do something to me.
Yeah. Okay, great. So practitioners, you each get 3 minutes to answer. If we don't have other questions, we might end up going a little bit longer, but 3 minutes to answer. And yeah, so Sally, if you were ready, you're
Get this.
welcome to jump in first. And others, if you want, raise your hand in Zoom. I'll know what order you're in. And great, so Anna's going to be next. Go ahead, Sally.
Well, I happen to have some personal experience with this kind of thing in a couple ways. Um, what are the options? Are you talking about him being physically stalking you or psychically stalking you or both?
Well, I'm not. So when I have a photograph. There's a stack of photographs. They all came with a bunch of manifestations and synchronicities last year, and it started with him. And it's like I find the photograph not where I put it, and then he shows up again. So he's physically coming to my house at night. And I don't know if he's psychically stalking me, but he's called my work, he's Facebooked me, he's done all that.
Okay. Um, this doesn't sound good. Oh, what options do you want to pursue?
Well, the first one, and I felt before the last time he came to my house, so he's coming to my house almost weekly right now. And I feel safe inside, but so before this last one, I, I was guided to, well, what if you just talk to him? Maybe that's what you're supposed to do. Because my awakening started with, let's say, a man with two names. Let's say Henry John. And then when it was finishing, it was John Henry. That's the stalker guy. And it's a loop like that. So when I first got the guidance to just talk to him and do it before the certain date, which is February 22nd, actually. And so I got a really good energy vibe from that. Felt the Kundalini flowing, all of it, got a really good energy vibe. But then I haven't made the actual effort to do that. So in that absence, and yesterday before he came that night, I thought maybe I had the intuition to put the door stopper on my front door, and I didn't do it. And then he showed up in the night. So, and then I had the guidance, the question, I'm like, well, wait, maybe after all the talks with Sandra and also another gal from the weekend, I thought, oh, maybe this is for me to finish the legal proceeding that I started. So that's where I'm like, but I couldn't I was a little too freaked out in the middle of the night, and I haven't taken time to get still again and try to feel what that's about. But this is a big thing for my life to make.
There are legal things you can do, and it sounds he sounds like a very lonely man, but the problem is you don't want to encourage this. It feels to me like you're afraid. You feel safe in your house, but you're afraid outside. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. It's already gone too far. If I were you, and having dealt with this situation myself, even if you feel like being kind, that could be the worst thing you could do. It could really put you in a lot of danger. And so I would encourage you to go ahead and finish the legal proceedings and make it very firm that you're not interested, and please stop coming to my house and please leave me alone. And if you feel that there's a connection between this person and this photograph, I would get rid of the photograph.
Yeah, I was curious what to do. It's sitting next to Jesus right now.
Well, sometimes people do communicate. I've had this happen too. Sometimes people communicate through pictures or photographs. I actually had a painting that the eyes would follow me. They would watch me. And I know that sounds weird, but it did. And I had to destroy the painting. But don't do it at your house. Go out in the woods somewhere. You can bury it, you can burn it, and put it in a circle with salt around it, because people can attach energetically to those kind of things. You don't want to encourage him to keep coming back. He needs to go away
the photograph
before the situation could escalate to a dangerous situation. That
Right.
would be my recommendation, because if you show too much kindness, it could get very unpleasant very quickly. So
Okay.
you have to remember he was in prison and he's a meth addict, and he could be using too. And so that makes him dangerous. I'm sorry, it just does.
Yeah, I'm sure. And
I've had a lot of experience with this kind of thing, trust me.
Great. And Sally, if there's anything else you want to say in closing up your answer, go ahead. And
Go ahead.
yeah, Nikki, if there's something else you want to say, go ahead, and then we'll go on to the next person.
Thank you, Sally. And it's a really gorgeous picture of my son with a pumpkin that guy helped carve. So that's why it's hard. That's why I don't want to get rid of it.
It's hard.
It's a gorgeous picture of my own child who never hardly spent time with him.
Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah.
But
this is complicated energetically. This is an interesting one. All right,
Yeah.
let's see. We've got in line, we've got Anna, Hillary, Alina, and Jennifer. So go ahead, Anna.
So I pulled a card and it came with gift, giving and receiving. So ask yourself, if you imagined your energy exchange as exchanging gifts, what he is giving to you and what are you giving to him? And also, if this is the exchange you want, it's just like food. When we accept food inside, how it makes us feel. And if we start eating food which makes us sick just because we don't want to leave it on plate, just because we feel too kind, then it still makes us sick. So just spend time with yourself and imagine this energy exchange. What are you getting from this person? What he is receiving? And just notice what you want. And when you have kindness and compassion, turn them to yourself first. Fill yourself with compassion, kindness to you first. And then just ask. The answer will come.
Well, thank you. Yes. It's not very reciprocal. That's for sure. I mean, yes, he's attacking me and I'm offering him grace. And what I think I know what I tolerate, I invite more into my life. So
That's the trouble.
yeah, I've already waited too long. I mean, no, it's not. Everything is in its own time. Everything is in the right time. So this is happening at the right time too today.
Great, thanks, Anna. And if you have more you want to share, you can jump back in. You got a little more time. All right.
I just want to say that often when we want to give people kindness, it's needed on the inside. Often people are taught not to be kind to ourselves. And because you are obviously a kind person and you want to give this kindness, turn it inside, because this is a reason that he is connected. You have to understand that you cannot fulfill the whole on the inside by giving it to other people. You have to heal the part which needs kindness and compassion in you.
And that's so insightful. He was my first adult relationship that started with my codependency raging. I grew up in a household that I didn't have relationships like that until him. So, and that's probably when I felt the least worthy also. And I've been working on that. So another sign to keep doing it. Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate all you're continuing to share. You're sharing very relevant details with us. Okay, Hillary is next.
Yeah, hi, Nikki. I agree with what Anna is saying about giving to yourself first. And so that is, I want to underline that and highlight and bold it, and to take care of yourself first, to make sure that your safety and your security are of the utmost and highest first priority. And that includes your energetic boundaries, that includes what you're giving your attention to. And your situation reminds me of the Two of Swords. You know, the woman is blindfolded and she's got the two swords, and she thinks that she's having to choose between these two actions. And really, there's a whole multitude of options between this range and that range. And so it isn't a black or white issue necessarily. If you feel like you have something to say to him and you need to reinforce your boundaries, you could do something like write him a letter and say, "This is all I have to say to you. This is goodbye," if that feels right to you. It sounds like pursuing the court stuff will help to protect you physically and legally. So that's always a good foundation, a good tool to have on your side. I don't really see a positive or a pro for not doing that. But in the end, this is you establishing your sovereignty, your power, you owning your space in the world and saying, no, I'm not going to allow this into my energy. I'm not going to give my time to this anymore. And so the stronger you can be with that, the better it is for you. And after all, it's your job to take care of you. It's not your job to take care of him. And if in taking care of you, you feel like sending him a letter or something of that nature, then having that very clear boundary of this is the end of our relationship. And ending a relationship can be an act of love. Have you heard that phrase? It's cruel to be kind, right? And so maybe that's applicable here, and only you, know him and your own dynamics for that. But that's what came through for me is that very rarely are the situations black white. That there can be a graceful goodbye in the middle that's going to work for both of you.
Yeah, thank you, Hillary.
Yeah.
Is that one L or two?
Two.
Okay, that's what I wrote. Uh, I he was my first boyfriend after a divorce, and I felt like soulmates. Um, really deep connection, and I was just completely unaware of what drug addiction looks like, and on my own worth issues. But and he broke it off, and I kept begging him to keep it going, and then somehow I got off the trail,
Mm-hmm.
and um, then he looked for me later, and I never contacted him. And I have over the past, I've looked up all my exes to see, can I redo this? Did I uncover all the things? Did I get hurt enough? So I have Googled him over this whole time, never found a dang thing ever, ever. I kept looking for him over and over and over and over and over again. And it wasn't until that picture flipped up and I glossed over the meth addict part to my son that bam, here he is in my life. And I accidentally told him I still live in the same place, like an idiot, or like a person who wanted this challenge. Yeah, so for me, it's like I had wanted to tell him this stuff, or I don't know what I had wanted for 20 years, but now I want him to know that I see him. I see sadness. I see that he's really bummed that that he doesn't have this anymore, and that it's not ever going to happen. Uh, and even after he came to my house the first time before I called the cops, it was at 3 in the morning, and I texted him saying, "Dude, not at 3 in the morning. We can make a date to have coffee." What was I thinking? I'm trying to be. And something I got help with on Saturday was letting others have their own pain, and not needing to feel like I need to hold it just because I'm empathically feeling it there.
Just because you can hold it, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And another thing that sparked for me while you were just sharing about the soulmate pieces is that soulmates don't have to be romantic. And so you can feel this intense, need to be with someone, but that doesn't mean that it needs to be a romantic relationship. Sometimes it can just be a reason. Sometimes it can just be a season. It doesn't have to be forever, and it doesn't have to be romantic. And so it could be that the timing is now ready to go, and you're ready to go on your own way. But you taking care of yourself, your safety, absolutely has to be the number one priority for you.
Yeah. I think part of why I didn't finish up, other than I was sick with the legal thing and it was the summer and everything, busy, but it's stalking protective orders are permanent. They cannot be rescinded. And I don't know why I had any thoughts why I wouldn't. just say, sure, let's make it permanent forever. That's fine. I mean, I don't know, going through the legal proceedings will help me, but I don't know if it will actually stop him from coming to the house. I don't know. But at least I'm doing what I can do. I can't deal with his actions.
By the way, I don't know if it's Oregon law, but it looks like stalking orders can be rescinded. It requires another legal
Yeah, they can.
process.
Oh, okay.
They can be.
I
So
just don't
yeah,
have to up them every couple of years or whatever.
but I know it can be, so it's not permanent. All
Okay.
right, great. Thank you so much, Hillary, for your answer. Next we have Alina and then Jennifer.
Okay. So I pulled two cards because you were describing the two options or the two mindsets, if you wish, that you had on how to go about the situation. One is from the place of compassion, and the other one is from the practical place and taking legal action, right? Um, I'll uh, I'll show you.
Hmm.
Okay, so the place of compassion. This is vampire. What's gonna happen very likely is if you continue on the road of thinking more about him than yourself, you're gonna just deplete your energy. This is vampire, and Aries combined uh, with Scorpio, they used to be ruled by the same planet, and that's Mars. And Aries gives energy, has a lot of it, and Scorpio is the one that sucks it out. Um, you're
Scorpio
gonna just
sucks it out. Sorry, did you say Scorpio
uh-huh.
out?
It's the one that's like the internal work, and it really depletes you of energy. And you're just gonna be left exhausted, both mentally, energetically, and physically, and in many other ways. And will that bring the practical results that you want? I mean, maybe, but at the end of the day, it's I describe it laying on the bed in the starfish pose because you're just so tired of everything that you put yourself through. So that's your first option. That's your, coming in from the place of compassion. Now, uh, the second one is the practical one, the one where you take the legal action, right? I don't even know if I need to explain this. To be honest with you, because this is just so straightforward in your face. Um, it has a potential of bringing him behind bars in some way, shape, or form. Okay. Um, that is where the jester has gone a little too far, had a little too much fun, and now is, sitting in jail thinking about his own behavior. Okay. Um, now, uh, the
That's
choice
great.
is the choice is yours, you know? So uh, I cannot tell you like you should go with this or with this option. It is up to you, okay? Um, really, it's still up to you. You still have a choice. Or neither if there is a third option that pops up down the road, because that also sometimes happens.
Hmm.
Um, you choose which path to take, okay? Um, you have been already consulted by other practitioners here. I do not know the law. I'm not a lawyer, nor have I ever been in this kind of situation. So I am coming at this just from the standpoint of a card reader, right?
Yeah.
And these are just the cards that popped up. If you wanted, put me up on your screen and take a screenshot, you can. Um, uh, that may, for your memories if you want to ever go back to that. Um, but I'm gonna okay a little are you finished? Did you
Okay,
take
I
the screenshot?
my camera.
Okay, awesome.
Can I ask on the imprisoned
Yes.
jest. You mentioned Aries and Scorpio on the vampire card.
Yes. So you
And
need the signs on this other one. It is
yeah,
Aquarius and Capricorn. So Aquarius is freedom and Capricorn is limitation. They are polar opposites pretty much. Okay. So Aquarius is this jester who just, goes down on his merry way and does whatever he wants to do without thinking of what other people think about it or without, a care in the world, really. It's the jester traditionally in the royal families is the jester who could get away with making fun of the king. Okay. Only jester could tell the king, you are an idiot and not be, penalized for that. And now jester had a little too much fun, like I said.
yeah.
And Capricorn is the one who comes and be like, nope, up, we going on straight and narrow. You can't go on straight and narrow. I'm gonna put you into straight and narrow. Okay, that's what's gonna happen. And Capricorn limits. Being ruled by Saturn, it's that limitation that Jester doesn't like. That's why he looks so sad. So that is the combination for this card. Yeah.
Yeah, that totally matches. He was schmoozing. He actually got taken away to jail when I saw him in court the last time. He didn't realize he had a warrant, but he schmoozed the people so well. And I'm a Scorpio also.
Mhm,
So
mhm,
that is the
mhm.
truth. So thank you.
Um,
That seemed really
so
clear to me.
just as a confession, I've seen the cards before I talk to you. I turn them over
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah,
I don't distract you with one card from another one.
sure.
But when I saw them, uh, yeah, that was a bit straightforward, even for me. I'm not used to this deck not being allegorical.
Wow, okay. Like it being actually saying this is actually the thing. Okay, well, I guess it was a good question for me to ask.
All right,
Worth it.
great. Thank you,
Thank
Alina. All right, next we have Jennifer.
Hi, Nikki. Thank you so much for being so honest and sharing so much with all of us. So I drew 3 cards for you, asking about how should Nikki handle this? How should Nikki handle this? And the information that I got has to do with I got the Princess of Cups. I don't know how much mine has a hard time reading because of the screen background. But the Princess of Cups here, she's holding a tortoise in a shell, which is often a symbol in mythology of the world. And for me, this really meant that you need to embrace your sovereignty. You need to understand, as several others have said, you are so powerful. You have so much, and you need to embrace your strength and your sovereignty over yourself. You need to understand that it is actually a kindness to set very clear boundaries for him. Think about some time when any of us had a job and our boss wasn't really clear and we're trying so hard to be the best person we can be, but we don't really know what they want. And then we do this and we do that, and it's not enough and it's not good enough and it's not right because they weren't clear, right? So if you set some really clear boundaries so that he really understands where you are, what you are willing to and not willing to engage in any way, it will help him have some clarity on how he engages with you. For him, I got the Fool because he's very much just behaving as the fool, right? He thinks he wants these things, he wants those things, he's doing all the things, having some impulsive behavior problems, maybe. Um, and you are sovereign of your own life, just as he is a sovereign of his own life. You can't affect that for him. He's going to have to find his own path, find his own way, no matter how much we've all learned this lesson, right? With loved ones, with children, with all the things, no matter how much we want this thing for them, we can't make them do it, right? It's the hardest lesson of parenthood when they finally become their own being and they realize you can't really control them. right? And so you need to let go of how much you want to help him, and let him find his own way, and be able to let him go do his thing while you embrace your sovereignty and your strength. And about the situation, I got the 10 of scepters. And right there you see the two scepters are holding someone imprisoned there, and it's an oppression. And so right now you just feel very oppressed by this whole situation. So whichever path you choose, I'm with the other practitioners that some legal bounds would be very good, so that you always have that to fall back on, to continue to be very clear on setting your boundaries with him, and letting him know that enough is enough and you're not interested in engaging. And then to own your own power, to really spend some time embracing that within yourself, understanding your own strength, knowing that you are such a whole, beautiful, sovereign person, that you have all of this. And it's wonderful, it's beautiful, it's amazing. You have shared so much with us and been so vulnerable. It's really amazing. So that's my little bit of advice. You can, just as Elena said, always do as you choose, because it is your life to do as you choose with.
Thank you, Jennifer.
You're welcome.
I don't know why I'm surprised at how aligned these things and how amazing these readings are coming up, the cards, especially when there's some external item that shows up. Um, I've had plenty of experience ignoring the signs, and I'm over that. I'm over it. I want my life to be more just easeful, and resistance is futile. I have learned that. And I'm my reluctance to hurt people's feelings um, leads to them getting hurt more, my own, their own. And if I could have just, I mean, well, I did. The first time he came back that I saw him, it wasn't super late at night, and he knocked at the door, and I just went to the door, and I wasn't afraid at all. I was like, dude, get out of here. I'm like, go away, don't come here. And then I went right back to sleep. I had no fear. But now, as it just keeps going, and now it's happening quicker and quicker and quicker, and February 22nd is a big day. That's only on Sunday. So I do, yeah. It sounds like setting clear boundaries. So I think the legal thing, but also maybe I could just tell him, hey, I'm going to do this. I'm doing this. And I'm not going to tell him because I feel like I need to have evidence, because, and I don't, why didn't call the cops at 2 a.m? Because I'm trying to get some sleep. I have work today to do. I know I'm safe, but it's like, okay, let me just get some cameras so I can get some evidence, and then I don't have to deal with that. And okay.
Yeah, and remind yourself when it gets uncomfortable, when it feels like you're being aggressive to this person that you care about, that clarity really is kindness. That the strength we stand in does offer them a certain amount of kindness to be able to say, no, this is my boundary. This is what I've said, and I need you to honor it. Part of honoring me and caring for me is honoring this boundary that I have given you.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't think he knows how to honor things because he was in prison for hugging his mom too tight.
Yeah. Yeah. We're all on our own life journey, right? Where we've got to learn the things, and sometimes it takes each of us longer to learn the things, right? So
He must be making up for the opposite life he had. I don't know. Anyways, yes, thank you,
Right.
Jim.
Yeah, anything else, Jennifer, before we finish?
I'm good. Thank you.
Does anyone else want to answer that hasn't answered so far? And Sandra, she shared that she spoke with you over the weekend. So if
Right.
there's
And
anything you want to add now, go ahead.
it's just Sandra, that it's the bookends of the awakening person who's the stalker. But that's it. I'll talk with her more.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Unfortunately, we can't. So we're just going to turn up the volume and do what you can, and we'll see what we can hear. And people are asking if your microphone is turned all the way up, if you're able to see.
Everything's turned all the way up.
All right, go ahead. We'll just be quiet, and people have to just wear earphones to hear you on the recording. Go ahead.
Well, I don't think I can say very much because I'm not sure what's already been said, but yeah, I do remember our wonderful conversation. So good
Yeah.
luck.
Thank you. That citrine's coming in handy.
Good, good.
Thanks, Sandra.
Great. All right. Did someone else want to share? Sally, did you want to share? Did you share already? I don't remember. Okay, great. Maybe I'll say a few things. Um, so when we have trouble letting someone go, to me, it's to look and see what underlies that. So I look to see what way you feel guilty. You know, you can't make him experience closure. He has to choose to experience closure. That's really his responsibility, not yours. And I'd look to see who in your early life you felt guilty about leaving behind. Is there anyone that you did leave behind, or you really sacrificed yourself to not leave them behind? I mean, I went through that with my mother. My mother was suicidal for most of my life, and I finally realized when I was in my young 20s that I needed to choose her life or my life. And then 2 years ago, she did end her life. 2 years later, she did end her life. Um, yeah, so so I've had
Interesting.
some challenges with leaving people behind. But so I'd look to see where you have something about this in your history, or where the patterns of his behavior and his choices, how it's familiar to you. Like who in your family, who in your early life, there's going to be someone where
There's not
if
very
this
many. I don't let them go. I'm known for that. But it's really ironic that you say that because yesterday a random person came into my Facebook, you know, it was a friend. And today I randomly drove past their family home. But that is a person from my childhood who I've had to leave behind. And I it's her daughter that was coming up and that thing that maybe that's what I'm missing out
Yeah. And I believe that there are ways that you can like share love and be loving and compassion and like giving of this. And so you can be giving and at the same time, this is not, right? So giving and sending it off, and then that this is not available, right? So you can do that one way and have that be a block. And
on. That's
you
great.
can,
Yeah. Oh, one way that I love that.
right? So you give what you choose to give and you don't give anything else, right? And if you want more, it's for them to get it elsewhere. It's not your responsibility to give to all them, and you're the one that has to know that. You're the one that has to choose that. And if it's so hard for you to choose that, again, looking at like, right, where you might feel guilty from and what you imagine you'd have to give up if you didn't have that burden. You know, because that's the part for you to unwind and for you to see and feel.
Yeah, the worthiness, it's the core nugget for me. And I have it's sort of the same arguments as when I went to court the first time, or it's like it's choosing me. I am more important. I have to be here. I want to be here for
And
my grandchildren.
what's it like for you to say, I choose me?
It's
Just to see, are you
unfamiliar.
able to say it? You might not. It's big.
Yeah, it's unfamiliar. I don't choose me very often,
Yeah. So
and
how about what is it like to say I'm willing to choose me?
uh, I'm willing to choose me. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I'm willing to choose me.
I like that.
Like me, I'm learning to choose me.
I think I need to do some tapping.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. All right. And Sally has
Thanks.
a little bit to share.
Thanks.
Go ahead,
A
Sally.
suggestion for you. I have a suggestion for you, Nikki. Um, Start looking in a mirror every morning and say, I love you. Say it to yourself. I love you. Because it sounds to me like there's a lack of love for yourself and understanding that it's okay to set a boundary with this man. You told me that you were afraid when you went outside. And so it's important to set a boundary with him and look at it this way. It's not really being kind to him if you're not interested in a relationship by not setting a firm boundary. You're keeping him from finding someone that can give him what he needs. Do you understand?
Yeah, but really the thing that makes me cry is the concept of telling myself I love myself. That's what
It's hard to say at first because it doesn't feel real. But what every day, and then when you're feeling like, oh, I'm not lovable, say, I am a beautiful being of light. I am a child of God. I am a beautiful being of light. I am a child of God. And it might take a little while before you really believe it, but one day it will click in. But you have to do it all the time, even when it feels weird.
yeah,
Just look in the mirror and say, I love you.
thank you. Thank
You
you.
have to give that love to yourself
Yeah, I'm
and
realizing I'm
recognize this man needs a firm boundary because this could turn into something really unpleasant. So,
yes. Let's not, yeah, we don't want to have this thing pulled up as evidence. But yeah, I agree. It could. And
it's okay to say, I love you. I love myself.
I'm realizing
Okay.
I've lucked into a lot of how things are for me, and I don't have hardly any practices. So
It's very powerful, but it will feel weird at first. It could feel weird for a long time, but one day it'll just click in. And that it's okay to be loving to yourself. I am a beautiful being of light. I am a child of God. It's called positive affirmations.
great. Thank you. Thank you, Sally.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right, great. Great. Well, thank you so much, Nikki, for your question, for letting us support you.
Thank you
Right.
all.
Getting support is a way of you choosing you and you choosing that you love you. So it's like looking at those, right? Just the small examples of how you do that and letting yourself believe, oh yeah, I am lovable, right? Oh, I do love me.
I
Yeah.
do love me. I'll sign up right at 4 o'clock for this thing.
Great.
Thank you.
All right, great. All right. Let's see, we've got some related questions in the chat, some general questions. So someone asked, what does energetic stalking mean? So panelists, talk about what does it mean for someone to be energetically stalking someone else?
Lorelai, can you hear me?
We're going to listen. Go ahead.
This is Sandra.
I know.
Oh, can you hear me?
It's low, but we can hear you a little bit. Go ahead.
I got the microphone on. Can you hear me better now?
I'm not sure. Go ahead. People are
Okay.
going to have to turn it up and use earphones and they will hear you.
It's all the way up. I put the microphone on. So, energetic stalking is it's a little bit like psychic attacks, and it's important when that happens to love yourself even deeper because love is the best protection you can ever have. When you truly step into really loving yourself, people can't attack you anymore. So it's not, the more you worry about it, the more that fear will actually create what is happening. So the best thing is to just do what I can't remember who it was just talking about standing in the mirror and saying you love you and really get into that place of loving yourself deeply and it disappears.
So psychic attack, say a little bit. So that's a little bit of a solving of psychic attack. And some of you say a little bit more of what psychic attack or what energetic attack is. I agree. They're the versions of the same thing.
Yeah.
Practitioners, go ahead and jump in. Someone wants to say something, or I'll say what I imagine it is. But yeah, go ahead. Well, Anna's got her hand up. Go ahead. And then Sally, yeah.
So every time we think about a person, we connect. And you can think just neutrally, or you can direct your energy. And people who really, it expels like magic. So they intentionally think about you, imagine you, and maybe they imagine that one day you're going to be together, and they create this big energy, a connection that is draining you. Or maybe they imagine that something very unpleasant is happening to you. Maybe they even saying it. And they also can take a piece of something that you have, a piece of your hair, or something belonging to you, and create this connection which will drain you. So you need to know how to cut it, how to clear it. Okay.
Yep, that's great. Thank you. Okay, and next we've got Sally and then Jennifer.
If you've been in a relationship with someone and if you've had been sexual with them, they can, or if they're telepathic with you, they form energy bonds. They hook into you. And you're connected. Your hearts may have been connected one time. I had the image one time of someone who had their first husband wouldn't let them go. And they weren't physically in their presence, but it was like an octopus that they were surrounded with all these energy lines, like an octopus was they were tangled up in this web. And in order to break free from this first husband, they had all those energy bonds had to be cut. And so the image that I had them do was to start at the top of the head and swirl it all the way down the whole body and cut all those energy bonds. And every time they felt the energy bonds coming back, to do that image again, starting at the top of the head and just cutting all those energy bonds and go all the way down the whole body, and then send the energy deep into the ground where it can do no harm. And eventually they were able to get free from this first husband and move on and find a new relationship.
All right, great. Thank you, Sally. And then Jennifer.
I think a good way to try and explain it would be most folks who start to get involved in these sort of metaphysical events, you realize that energy is bigger than just our physical body, that our energy has additional boundaries. We can push it out further, we can bring it in closer, we can set it certain ways. And just as Sally was saying, people who you have a close relationship with, family, loved ones, your children, even people you work with every day that you're around all the time, you start to build some energetic bonds with them because your energy kind of intermingles. You let your guard down, you're comfortable and relaxed around each other. And that's part of how energetic stalking could happen, is that individuals have already learned to sense and tell what your energy is and spend time with you. Someone who is energetically stalking, I would think with those sort of terms, is someone who's putting actual energy into doing that. And some folks are really good at that, right? It's already their natural way to be able to sense energies and direct energy and work things. Other folks might have those skills and not even realize it, or it might just be someone like Sally was talking about, an ex who feels very passionately about the individual that they've now lost. And so they're always putting all this energy into it. So those are some of the ways that energetic stalking can happen, as someone involved in your energy. To know what that feels like, we all know the difference between getting a hug from someone you just met at a conference and you're giving each other kind of that awkward goodbye hug versus the hug you give a family member when you leave an event, right? When your whole heart is involved, it feels very differently. And that's a little bit about how the energy mingling can happen. What Sally talked about is a great way to do it with cord cutting. I'm kind of a visual person, so for me, Sally, I almost saw like an anime, like one of those fancy kung fu movies with all the knives flying around and flying around and cutting everything loose, right? And that can be a
That's
great
exactly it.
practice to sit down and kind of visualize it and see yourself getting cut loose, and then be your own sovereign energy bubble, your own little space. And that can be good practice for any of us on any given day, to be able to kind of cut ourselves loose from everything and be in our own
Awesome.
space, be protected and feel our own strength. Um, so yeah, I hope that explains a little bit the energy stalking.
Great, great. Any other comments on energy stalking or
And I just want to show that you can have actual crystal, a knife, and just go all over you and cut, because you don't know what you have. It's a good tool to have.
yeah, that's great. Great. All right. Well, we're gonna I want to say a little bit about energy connection before we answer the next question. We have someone that asked us a question that they want to have us answer in a general way. So for us to answer it a general way, we have to make sure we don't connect with their energy at all or too much, so that we can answer it in a general way. So there's, again, energy connection. In this case, it might be wanted, but we want to be careful in how we don't do that, so that we honor the idea that we're answering as a general question. So yeah, energy stuff happens all the time, and we get to use it consciously or not. So the question is, what can one do when someone hurt you deeply emotionally and you don't know how to stay in the relationship because of love, and you know it can improve? Or so do you stay in the, so how do you make this choice? Stay in the relationship because you love them and you know or believe it can improve, or do you call it quits even though it's hard to let that person go? So what does one do? How does one make these choices where we're not tapping into the person's energy because we're answering it as a general question? And maybe I can say a little bit of maybe I'll say a little bit of my personal life. So I wherever I am, 2 months ago, 2.5 months ago, I ended a relationship that was 9.5 years, and it was good for a long time. And at some point, I realized that there's some things that weren't good, that weren't improving the way I wanted them to improve, and I stopped questioning that it was my part. I think I over questioned if I was contributing something, and I was on my own journey, and yeah, so I just realized I was done and I needed to shift and move on. And it was hard, but I was able to do that to honor myself. And I took a long time in hindsight, because when I was in that, I didn't see what I could see afterwards. Afterwards, I felt so much relief, and the way my life has unfolded, a new relationship has emerged that I did not anticipate, and it is so different than where I was before and the other relationships that I've been in. And I can see now and feel now how unhappy I was. I still love the person that I was with. I care so deeply about her, and I'm grateful for our time together. But I couldn't see what I couldn't see until I was ready. And so I remember also, if I go back to another long relationship that I was in, that time I was married, when I was married to a man, I remember towards the end of the relationship, I knew that it needed to end, and I was scared. I was younger, didn't know what I was going to do. I started imagining what life would be like when I was out of the relationship. What would I do? Who would I engage with? And I gave myself permission to go do those things at that point in my life. And that was a really good thing to do, because I gave myself some experience of what it might be in a new context. So I think that if one's in this question, something to do is to let oneself experiment, to let oneself have some clearer space where they're not as connected and find out what it's like, sense energetically what that's like. Not to betray a boundary or a container, but to have space for oneself and start to unwind all those things that are so connected and so probably enmeshed. We can love someone and care about them, and we might see their potential, but it does not mean they're going to reach it. It doesn't mean they're going to reach it in a timing that works for us. Yeah, I'm really looking and seeing, do we love them? Do we love their potential? Do we really love how it is now? Imagining if, um, like if this is all we're going to have in life, right? We're going to go through to the end of our life and this is where we will be. And if things don't change, will we be satisfied? Will we regret that choice? And I think that we made reference to some things earlier today too, of sometimes staying with someone where it's not a good fit is really harmful to them. We're hurting them by staying. We're keeping them from facing. So we're enabling them staying stuck. We're not responsible for them. We don't make them stay stuck. They're the ones that might stay stuck. But sometimes leaving, sometimes saying what doesn't work, sometimes asking for change is really the best thing for everyone that's involved. And it is the most loving thing to do. A little bit from me, from my own life. And I'm a matchmaker. I'm a big fan of dating and relationships. And um, I totally thought that I was going to be single for a long time. And I'm really surprised. And I'm so grateful. And I'm really happy. And life happens. All right. Who else wants to say something about this question? Go ahead, Sandra.
Can you hear me better now?
Yes, we can finally hear you.
Okay. I totally agree with everything that Lorelai said. I personally have found, and it was a long route being around addictive persons, people, my husband, my son, myself, that codependency is so intense. And when we love somebody, we really love them. For me, what I found was when I said, I'm going to continue loving you because I love you. It's not going to change. And I'm not going to selfishly leave or go anywhere until I know what I want. But I started just working on my own self. You know, who am I and what do I want? And letting go of the fear, taking chances, stepping out of my little bubble with my abusive husband who was an drug addict and ended up committing suicide. And for me to take that risk to move out with two small children and living paycheck to paycheck was a big one. But when I started taking responsibility for me and building my self-confidence, building my own heart hurts inside, and doing the personal growth work, the spiritual work, and dealing with the trauma that my life had been, he was able to move out of the space that he was in. And I didn't ask him to, I didn't force him to, I didn't hope him to. I just said, so this is what is, and I'm going to be me. And I think that's what Lorelai was saying, and I really have found that to be the best thing. And to stop feeling that it's selfish to do some personal growth work, to do some spiritual work, and feel guilty about it, that you're taking time away from him, her, whatever. So just be who you are and be the best you can be every single day. One of the things I worked a lot in business and I've done a lot of training. And one of the things that I say is every morning when I get up, how am I going to add value in the world? What am I going to do to add value? And I'm not doing it for anybody else. I'm doing it for me because I value myself and I want to share that value. And that put me on a whole different level. It was like I quantum leaped into a new me by doing that. So that's what I have to say. I'm glad you can hear me.
I am too. This is great. All right, who else wants to answer? It looks like we've got Anna and then Jennifer.
So I pulled the card generally, and it's protects, nurtures the future. And today, I live an enchanted life. I live in America, and I have a man who is kind and takes care of me. And I would not have any of it. I would not have any of it if a long time ago, 30 plus, I did not have to make a choice. And it was like, the man was so wonderful, and we had a lot of fun, and he was also caring and loving, but at times he would turn into a monster. And then again, he would be loving and wonderful, and then again turn into a monster. And there was day when I said, what future do I want? And I understood that even though he kept saying that he was going to change because he loved me and he will change and he will be a different person, I could see he was not doing anything. And I understood that he was not in control. He wanted to change, but he could not. So it was difficult. I had to cut the cords because of this. I have everything I have now. So only, well, I'm not going to go into personal, but in general, sometimes you have to ask yourself, nurture future, how do I do it?
Great, thank you, Anna. Next we have Jennifer.
I'm going to go for a really mundane, basic way to start with the pros and cons list, right? Build out your basic pros and cons list and decide what are the things that are feeding your goals, your life, your wishes, and what are the things that you wish you had, or what are the things that maybe make you scared of the idea of leaving this particular situation? What are the things that you see would be hard? And I really love the options that Lorelei and Sandra offered about start to do those things on your own. You know, maybe you really love going to museums, or you really love these crazy adventures. You want to jump out of planes and go whitewater rafting and do these things. And your partner doesn't. Go do them. Go experience them. Go enjoy the things. You might find that the relationship actually meets your needs when you free yourself to do the things that you want to do, that you fulfill for yourself the things that are missing. Or you might find that there are a lot of things that you really need that aren't being met, and you're staying out of fear of the hard things that would be part of leaving. And once you start to really think practically through what it would take to get through those difficulties, those hard times, you might realize that there's so much value in what you would gain that it's worth going. So really a basic pros and cons list, and then to start to figure out how you can help yourself live your best life, and then pick the path, do the journey, do the things. I think all of us express that it can be big and scary, right? To do these changes, to do these things. And a lot of times you get a week, a year, a few months into doing the things and you go, wow, you know, there's this weight off my back and there's this happiness in my morning that I didn't have before. And that's an unexpected benefit maybe of the change that you make in your life. but you can't ever force someone to change for you or with you. The best you can do is your own thing. So
Great. I love our panel. I love our answers. We've got Sally next. Sally, go ahead. Get yourself unmuted. Great.
Sorry, it's hard for me to hear because of my audio is so poor, but it depends on what happened that hurt you so deeply. There's a lot of different things that could be going on there. And you say, you know, the relationship can be improved, but there's no guarantee that anything will ever change. And so I like what Jennifer said is list your pros and cons and really look at why am I staying? Do I really love this person or is it just safe? Is it just comfortable? And you could have someone do the cards on it for you. I mean, I've done a lot of relationship cards and I had a situation not too long ago. The person basically asked the very question that you're asking. And what my card said was, it's probably not going to last. And I'd let him go. Well, she chose not to take my advice or the card's advice. She stayed, and then he ended up cheating on her. So this relationship ended anyway. So there's so many variables to this question. It might be a good point to get a reading from one of us or someone that you trust in a more private setting and really explore this in a deeper way. What exactly happened that you felt that you were so deeply wounded? And is there any real chance that this relationship will improve? It may have started out okay and then it went south. That happens. And maybe it'll never get better. That might just be your hope. Sometimes they get worse, they don't get better. Depends on what the situation is. And but ultimately the only person that can make that decision for you is you.
Yep. Great. Thank you. And then Hillary wants to share something.
Yeah, thank you. I wanted to speak to the healing piece because it's been my experience that when we're in relationships and we're hurt, we seldom take the time to do the healing before continuing with the relationship. And so I wanted to just share some insights along that path in that. Oftentimes the person who hurt us doesn't have the capacity to heal us, or they wouldn't have hurt us in the first place. And so that healing is really a responsibility that's on you, that's on your individual journey. And healing doesn't happen in isolation. It happens in relationship, and it happens in resonance, and it happens in community. And rather than worrying about the relationship, I think that the priority would be to work on that healing piece.
Thank you. I appreciate that some of you brought us back around to how they talked about having deep emotional pain or deep emotional wounding from the person. And yeah, I just think I agree. I think like doing our part to heal what's here for us, because chances are when we feel hurt by someone, there's something here for us to heal that doesn't have to do with that person and that situation. And so us going back and healing those other things helps us be able to see more clearly and feel more clearly about what's here now. And it could be that we did something that helped set up what happened too, and that may be part of what's here to face. Not that we're to blame, not to say we caused it, but for us to unwind and undo the thing that leads us into that so that we prevent more of it happening on the part that's ours. Right? Because that'll still be here, whether with this person or someone else. Yeah. Any more answers to this general question? I appreciate all these answers. This is great. So what I'm thinking is, I know Sandra had something that she wanted to share. I'm wondering if, you're very welcome. I'm wondering if maybe we might go around and everyone just say a little bit more about who you are and what you do and anything else you want to say about Year of the Fire Horse. I'm also thinking about Year of the Fire Horse in terms of all these questions that we got. And, Year of the Fire Horse is here. It doesn't mean it's going to have all these impacts on you. You have to step in and move with the energy of what's here right now. So there may be something that we might all say about that. And then I know Sandra had something she wanted to offer. So I thought we might share a little about that, about our opportunity to step in and how it really is up to us to step in. Go ahead and then you can say again who you are and how people can reach you and if you have a special, and then we'll transition into what Sandra wants to offer us tonight. All right, great. And Sandra, I don't even know if you really did your introduction. I don't think you got an introduction even in the beginning because you were so quiet.
Oh, I did. I thought I did, didn't I?
Okay, I can't even remember if we did. It was so quiet. We might not. Well, let's make sure that you do it enough on the way out. All right, so who else wants to share anything about the kinds of questions we had in the context of Year of the Fire Horse? And go ahead and share about yourselves too. Practitioners. Do I get to choose one of you? Who wants to go? I'm really appreciating Jennifer's laugh. Jennifer, do you want to jump in and start us off and say anything else about these questions in the context of Year of the Fire Horse and tell us again who you are and what you do?
Sure. I was just laughing because I think we're all just so polite. We're just waiting, like, I don't want to step on anybody's toes. So I just love our community. You're the fire horse. So if you choose, just as Lorelai said, to step into the power, because let's face it, there's lots of people around us all day, every day, who have chosen not to take part in all the powers and energies that are happening around them, and they are bound and determined to live their life in their own little cave, right? So if you choose to engage with these energies and move forward with them, you're looking at exciting transitions, right? We've got this fiery horse energy that's going to come charging through that we've all talked about, and the way it's going to help you face your fears, understand your fears, move past your fears, and move into a new dynamic way of life for yourself. If you choose to, maybe you get halfway through the process and you decide, wow, this is way too overwhelming. I'm calling a timeout on the universe and I would like to take a break. And that can be done too, right? We've watched lots of people do that, go partway through a process and then hit the brakes. So I have a tarot reading that I had come up with to help folks identify the fears and choose the path forward and see where their open field of abundance is. And I'm excited to watch and see what this year brings as this all new energy brings things forward to us. I have been a tarot reader and a practicing witch for 30 years, and I mentor and teach people. And I just love being part of this wonderful community that Lorelai's built. I had so much fun learning from all the other practitioners.
Thank you so much, Jennifer. Did you want to say any of your contact info explicitly?
Sure. My website is purplepaisleyjen.com, and on Instagram and Facebook, I'm Crone Corner. So those are the places you can find me when I'm not here playing on MeWe.
Okay, great. Thank you, Jennifer. And Hillary's got her hand up. Go ahead, Hillary.
Yeah, I just wanted to add another dimension to this because, we've talked about, the positive sides of the fire horse, but that shadow side, we're also dealing with that aspect too. And so that can feel chaotic and historically, like a reputation for like being socially disruptive and emotionally intense, of course, culturally transformative. And this energetics of it kind of feels like a collective, like Kundalini rising. And so when we have that, life force collective like spike, there's the systems change and the people change and the priorities change and truth comes out faster. And so, you know, Reiki can help with all of that. It can help to metabolize that collective change without having that nervous system overload. And so, taking the time for self care is just so, so important as we move into all these fast moving changes. We can't stop the world from spinning, but we can refill our cup so that we can keep, pace with and take advantage of and use to our advantage this like awesome energy that we're moving into. And on that note, I am offering 25% off my sessions for just this limited time for those folks here tonight. So what would be normally be $80 is going to be $60, and you would sign up with me at upliftedstudio.com.
Great. And did you say your contact info? So it's in the recording?
Yeah, so my name's Hillary Cobb, and you can find me at upliftedstudio.com.
That's right. Okay, great. You did. You said it. Thank you. All right, great. And I got that in the chat again with your 20% off. All right, who else wants to? We have Anna, Sally, Alina. Who else wants to go? All right,
Okay, I
Sally.
can
Oh,
share. So Anna Margalina and annamargalina.com. So fears often start a long time ago. And often I take people not only to their childhood, but to her past life, or to their we have this memory stick inside, and everything that we have experienced, everything that our ancestors have experienced, it's all there. And tonight we heard a lot about women being unsure. Should I say no? Should I be direct? Should I stop it or not? And one of the deepest fear embedded in women is to say no. Because in the past, it could end up really badly. So one of the fears that we need to heal is this deep fear, and understand that it's real, understand that still could be dangerous. And even though we like to hear about, being unstoppable and galloping forward, understand that fear needs our attention. And if it keeps coming, we need to go down deeper and understand why. We need to go deeper into our unconscious and discover if we need to heal something. Because as long as people have this deep fear, they may attract, so I will, but they may be attracting people who feed this fear. So if you want to experience past life, I offer 50 off and you can contact me and we'll go deeper.
Sorry, is that $50 off or 50% off? What is that?
50% off. Yes.
Okay, great, great.
50% off. Yes.
Great, thank you. And did you say your website and how people
Yes,
can reach you? Okay,
I
great.
did.
All right. Thank you so much, Anna. I think Sally was wanting to go next.
Yes, I'm glad Hillary brought up a good point. Is there is a shadow side to the year of the fire horse, and the energy can be very. There's so much change and which can be difficult for some people, a lot more difficult for some than others. And there's going to be a lot and a lot of energy, but that also is important to remember to take care of yourself and to honor yourself. Look in the mirror and say, I love you. And I am a beautiful being of light and I'm a child of God. I say that to myself all the time just so I remember. Because sometimes we beat ourselves up a lot. Um, and I personally am very delighted to be part of this panel. There's very good people here. You have an excellent choice of people to talk to and get advice. And I'm offering a $10 off. Normally, my readings are $75 for 40 minutes. But in honor of this panel and the Year of the Fire Horse, I'm offering $10 off. And my website is morningstarhealingarts.org. And you can contact me through my website. So thank you, everyone. I learned something a little bit every time I come on one of these things.
That's great. Thanks so much, Sally. And then Alina's next, and then we'll go to Sandra.
I'm not very well versed in Chinese astrology, besides knowing that I was born in the year of the rooster. But what uh, what sticks out to me, especially around eclipses, any eclipses, and this one is even more significant because it's also the Lunar New Year, is the chaotic energy. We like to set intentions on the new moon, and the general advice of the astrologers is don't set intentions on the first moon day when it's eclipse. Let that energy dissipate a little bit. The intention setting can be done anytime between new and full moon. You can wait a day or two, and then it will be easier and it won't get dispersed as much. Um, some even go as far as suggesting to not make moon water or not charge crystals on the eclipse new moon because eclipse is like new moon on steroids, and it's uh, it can get too much. Um, I say you do you, and if it works for you, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But uh, for me, if I feel that this energy is way too chaotic and dispersed, and I've had a lot of it at work today, uh, I will probably set my intention setting aside for the next day or the day after, just to be on the safe side, so at least my brain doesn't get dispersed. Um, I can be found on bio.site/subtle.matters. Subtle Matters is my business name, and all my contact information is there. There's also links with the descriptions of the card readings that I offer. And if you have any general questions, feel free to either email or text me. My email is subtle.matters@outlook.com. And my phone number is on my website if you go there. And I'm very easy to reach, and uh, I may not answer instantly because every once in a while I have to go to work. But I will get to you once I see the message and I have a moment or two to answer either off my phone or the computer. Um, but any questions regarding the carcinographic crystals, um, or just general astrology, because Horary astrology is what I do. Um, you know, I can try to answer to the best of my ability, and we'll see what happens after that. I hope that this year is more clear and maybe it will be more exhausting, but at least it will be moving forward and not slithering and shedding your skin like we did last year. So because we're done shedding our skin and slithering. Um, and have a good saddle and make sure you stay in it, is all I can say.
Great, thank you so much. All right, and we're going to transition over to Sandra. Sandra, how about if you introduce yourself and say some things in the beginning and say what you're wanting to introduce to everyone before you go into it?
Okay. Yeah, I'm Sandra Jeffs. I've worked in the field since I was 21 and I'm 70, almost 75 now. And so I've gone through a lot of transitions. I've done 15 plus different modalities. Where I'm at right now is working mostly with energy and light. I use the modality of breath work, and I use the modality of theta healing. And as uh, it's Anna, isn't it? Is a hypnotherapist. In theta is the brainwave state that you go to when you go into hypnosis. It's where you're going when you're just going to sleep and when you're just waking up. The problem that we have with talk therapy or a lot of therapy that doesn't get deep into our souls is that our conscious brain is only about 5 to 10%, and the rest of it is in our unconscious. And our conscious brains don't talk to our unconscious. That's why hypnotherapy can be so effective, because it's considered, the theta brainwave state is considered the gateway to the unconscious. So the things that block us and keep us back, our karma from past lifetimes, our limiting beliefs, limiting programs that we've inherited genetically through our DNA, all of those things are beyond our reach and take eons if we're just trying to come from our mental mind. You have to move into that state, which is what meditation does, Tai Chi does, all of those things that take you out of your brain and into your unconscious where you can really do the work. So that's what I'm going to be working on today. I work a lot with closing past lifetimes and cutting the cords, and I've learned that I can cut the cords and get rid of people who are attached to you permanently. And of course we have, I say permanently, but we all have free will, and if you want to go back into the dark side, you can. But if you call in your angels and your guides and your own intuition, it can really help. So what I have on offer tonight, and I appreciate you guys that have stayed so long, I've been chanting for over 30 years, and I just recently opened that up to my clients, and it has just been amazing. So I'm going to start with talking about breath work, because our breath is often taken for granted. If you look at a tiny baby that's lying, in bed, and you'll see that its belly is rising as it breathes, because we're built to breathe from our diaphragm. And as we get older, stress and whatever happens, danger, whatever, we start breathing shallowly. We're not breathing from our full lungs. And the people I've studied, the scientists that have studied breath work, found that when you're really breathing correctly from your diaphragm, you're healthier. You have clearer mind. It just is the way that we're supposed to be breathing constantly. A lot of singers, trained singers, know this and they breathe that way. But so I do a lot of work of just teaching people how to breathe. It's just a simple thing. It doesn't take much time. And combining that with chanting, which you have to, I went online and I saw a whole bunch of people, saying this is how you have to chant. And they're chanting and holding their breath. And you don't do that. You breathe in and then you breathe out. You breathe in and you chant as the words come out. There are problems with holding your breath that can cause diseases, but there's good times that you can breathe. When you breathe the continuous breath of breathing in and you breathe out slower. So if you breathe in for 4 counts all the way from your diaphragm, and then you breathe out for 8 counts really slow and immediately come in, it automatically puts you in the trance state, in the theta state of mind, where you can work on what you're working on. The reason I love the chants is that when you use a chant, most of the chants that I use, even whether it's Tibetan, Hindu, or whatever, have been around for 2,000 years or more. So you're bringing in all that positive energy of people releasing. So what I'm going to do is just a 15-20-minute session where I'm going to do the chanting. This is much more passive. On Saturday, my offering is a course, a 2-hour course, and a 30 or 27-day work with chanting to move the energy. So I talked about Tai Chi. Most of us might know about our energy centers, our chakras. We have over 144, but we know the main 7. But we also have things called Dantian, and in Tai Chi work, they talk about Dantian. That's in your solar plexus. That's exactly what is happening now. Last year was a 9-year letting go of things, year of the snake, transform and let go. This year is a 1. It's new beginnings. And so to activate that fire in our belly doesn't mean, and I love what Hillary said about the dark side. So a lot of times, and the danger of this year is we can get too frantic and stressed because there's going to be a lot of energy. And what I want to help you with today is to just activate your Dantian. When your Dantian is open, it is fire in your belly, but it is a very calm, peaceful fire. It's the kind of fire that gives you warmth and lets you stay alive, that you can move quickly when you need to move, but there's no stress in it. You're just sitting in your power. And so when you can do that and learn to do that and take advantage of the opportunities that are going to come this year, that's really powerful. So what I'm going to ask you to do today is just a few small breaths, and then I'm going to do a theta clearing and removing of any and all blocks coming from any and all lifetime. Remove the blocks, the limiting beliefs, the programs, and ask your spirit guides to transform that energy into pure, unconditional divine love, because that's where the power is, always with love. And so for this, it's very important when I do my work that you accept it. Sometimes we'll hear something, it sounds really great. We receive it, but we don't accept it. So saying the word yes as we go through. I go into a mini trance and I'm connecting with all of your higher selves, and they're telling me what's in the highest and best interest of the entire group. Nothing happens without it being in your highest and best interest. So I download that. You say yes that you want that, so you know you're not getting something weird, going on. I'm not doing anything magic at all. I'm just listening to your higher self talking to me. That's all I'm doing. And then I'm going to do 27 chants. And during the chant, I'm going to ask you, as I'm breathing in for the 4 counts, I want you to say 3 times, yes, 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 because you're receiving this. The chant I'm using is one of surrender from Ganesh, because the more we can surrender to what is, the more we can step into who we are. So it's about removing the obstacles, the limitations in your life. So you say yes, yes, yes when I'm taking my breath in. And then as I'm breathing, as I'm chanting, say, I receive, I accept. Thank you, thank you. And if you don't remember it, don't worry about it. You'll go into a kind of mini state. My voice changes a lot when I do this, and because I've been chanting for so long, I can get the multiple levels of sound. So the more you can just sit and relax, don't go to sleep, stay present, and allow the different tonals, because with my voice I can activate the dantian in the belly. We have one here in our heart, and we have one in our head. So just listen to the sound and let that activate you as well.
And I want to ask something and just say something before you. It sounds like you have musician's sound on now, correct? So that we can hear you as you chant.
Yes.
Okay, great. And then practitioners on the panel, if you want, you can go off camera if you want. It's up to you what you want to do right now. You can stay on camera if you choose, just letting you all know.
My eyes
Thank
are
you.
closed. I'm just going.
All right, go ahead.
I'd like you, I ask in the beginning if you have water. If you have it, do. After we finish, and for the next 48 hours, drink a lot of water, because that transmutes the energy and helps it to bring the change. Sit as straight as you can on your sit bones rather than lie down or, scrunch back, so that you've got the alignment up through your chakras and your spine, your hara line, and your dantian. So just get comfortable and relax. First thing I'm going to do is ask you to breathe from your belly. Put your left hand, if you're right-handed, on your belly, just above your belly button, so you can feel when you're breathing in. So just take a breath in, noticing that you breathe in first through your belly, and then up through your lower lungs and your upper lungs. So just feel that. I'm going to count for 4 and breathe in deeply. And then I'm going to count down for 8 as you slowly, like you're blowing out through a tiny little straw, for 8 counts, and then right up again so that you go into the theta state. So exhale, in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now a deep breath in all the way and hold it. Relax your shoulders and just hold the breath, and notice any connection you have with your heart. When you're holding your breath, this is where you connect with Source, God, Creator, whatever you want to call it. Notice that connection in your chest, relaxing your shoulders. Hold it as long as you can, gently. You may see things, hear things, music, whatever. Just allow it to happen. When you need to let go slowly of the breath. Now bring your awareness again to your chest. Have your left hand on your belly. Bring your mindfulness to the connection you always have had. You just need to remember it, to source inside you and to your power. What we're going to do is empower you. And the first thing we're going to do is make sure you're grounded. So imagine that from up high above your head at your soul star is a beautiful, beautiful violet ray of light that comes down, and it just gently goes all over the outside of your body and all the way down through your head, your shoulders, your arms, all the way down to your pelvis, down your thighs, and down your legs. And now imagine a light of beautiful crimson red going all the way through your legs and your feet, down into the crust of the earth, passing through the caverns, the aqua caverns, the crystal caverns that are all in the earth itself, going down gently but powerfully, down to the earth's heart. And as it gets down there, imagine that it circles back up like a circle 8, an infinity symbol coming back up through the earth, bringing Mother Earth's health and healing, bringing Mother Earth's love for you, gratitude for you, bringing that all the way up through your lower belly, back up to your heart. And as it reaches the heart, it joins with the violet ray going back up to your soul star, where all of your past life records, the Akashic records, are kept. And it again makes, the violet light makes this figure 8, this infinity symbol going down, and the crimson red and the violet are dancing in harmony, grounding you from above and grounding you from below. And just allow that to happen as a natural thing, just like it's natural to breathe in and out without thinking about breathing. Allow this grounding, this connection to be one with you right now. Now I'm going to ask the creator of all that is. It is commanded for these people here that any blocks in their lower chakras or anywhere in their being, any blocks, any limiting beliefs that are holding them back, any limiting programs that they're running on that they might have inherited or adopted, all of those coming from any timeline, any space-time continuum, any galaxies or universes or dimensions or realms or between realms or realities, all of them are pulled, canceled, deleted from all 4 levels, except on the history level where they are resolved. The karma, the lessons, the trauma, the hardships, they are resolved. If you'd like that, say yes. You can say it in your head silently or say it out loud. Yes, if you want that resolved. Yes, if you want that release. And then bring your awareness now to your chest again. Notice it, how it feels. Bring your mindfulness now to your belly, your solar plexus, and see how that feels. Just notice. And creator of all that is, it is commanded that all of this lower vibrational energy that each of us has carried is transmuted now into divine, unconditional love. It's transmuted into divine, unconditional abundance, divine, unconditional confidence and strength, empowering us. If you want that, say yes. Creator of all that is, it is commanded that the angels and the ascended masters and the guides for each of us now are called in to assist us to build our confidence, to build our self-worth. Our value in life is so strong and it's always been there. Remember it now and allow these beings to assist you in remembering how powerful, how beautiful, how bright a light you are to give to other people. Say yes if you'd like that. Creator of all that is, it is commanded now to download for each of these people that all lessons that have been released today and transmuted into divine love, all the lessons are downloaded for you now, marked as finished and complete, and the wisdom from having lived those experiences is downloaded into your wisdom base and available to you as you go forward. If you'd like that, say yes. Creator of all that is, it is commanded now to download into each person here today what it feels like to be free of those limitations. Say yes if you'd like that. Creator of all that is, it is commanded to download for them what it feels like to remember they are a valuable, worthy, deserving person. Every day, every minute, even when it seems like they've made a mistake, they are worthy. If you'd like that, say yes. And creator of all that is, it's commanded to download for everyone what it feels like to be safe and comfortable as you release what was so long held that it felt like comfort, even though you knew it was painful and it was destructive. Download that for each person. Say yes if you want that. Creator of all that is, it is commanded now to download all of these things into each person's being, their body, their mind, their spirit, and download them into all four levels and download them into every cell of their body, every molecule, every atom, every quantum particle, so strong that their electrons are activated so high that they leap into the unified field where transformation happens, and then they leap into the quantum reality of them standing empowered, strong, healthy, with everything they want in reach. And download for them that each person makes the commitment that is appropriate for that person to going forward, what to do to stay as strong and to remember this feeling. Say yes if you'd like that. And now we're going to do the chant, so please be aware of your posture and your breath. allowing your breath just to be normal, breathing in and out gently. And as I take the breath in, say yes, yes, yes. And when I chant, say I receive, I accept, thank you, thank you. And then back into the breath. Okay, breathing in. Om Gam Gatanane Om Gam Gatananaye Ho Om Gam Gatananaye Homa Om Gam Ganatataye Manaha Om Gam Gatananaye Amaha Om Gam Gatananaye Namaha Om Gam Gatananaye Namaha Om Gam Gatananaye Amaha Om Gam Gatananaye Namaha Om Gam Gatananaye Amaha Om Gam Gatananaye Namaya Om Gam Gatananaye Namaha Om Gam Gatanamaye Namaya Om Gam Gatananaye Namaha Om Gam Gatanamaye Namaya Om Gam Gatanamaye Namaha Om Gam Gatanamaye Namaha Om Gam Gatanamaye Namaha Om Gam Gatanamaye Namaha Om Gam Gatnamaye Namaha. Om Gam Gatnamaye Namaha. Om Gam Gatanamaye Namaha. Notice your breath. Bring your awareness to your breath. Breath is your connection to Source, to God, to the Creator. Notice it and say, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Now notice your belly, where your hand is on your solar plexus. How does it feel? Maybe it just feels the same. Notice that it always changes. Notice that the energy has shifted and will continue shifting. And say thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Now take as long as you need, and when you're ready, come back. I'm a clairsentient empath. You guys moved a lot of shit. Really. There were times so much energy was moving, I was having trouble staying in the chant. You really did good work, and it's your work. I just held the light for you. Tonight, drink lots of water. Drink lots of water for the coming days. Pay attention to your dreams. That's where our unconscious speaks through us. Take care of yourself. If you feel like you need to cry, cry. If you had tingling come up inside you, or you wanted to cry during the session, say thank you, because that's release. That's about releasing. Even if your dreams are not great dreams, that's releasing. All of it is releasing. So be proud of yourself and say thank you to yourself. Namaste.
Thank you so much, Sandra.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much, all of you on the panel, all of you attending.
Yeah. Thank you
for
for being late.
Off we are on the year of the fire horse.
Yay!
And find out more about all of our events at MeWeFairs.com. Thank you so much. Yes.
If you look at the chat, I have the information, my contacts, and about the course where I'll teach you to do what I just did.
This Saturday at 1 p.m. Pacific time.
You're right.
Yeah. Reach out to MeWe Fairs if you have any trouble reaching Sandra. Right. Thank you so much.